to Bal Vigyan Bharati with your mentor Abhilash Sarkar. As you know, we are recently doing some problem solving session on time, speed, and distance on demand, and in that we have reached till problem number 34. As you know, in every cases for after describing the theories and all that, I do solve 50 odds problem, starting from a very simple to the hardest problem that is possible to cover, so that the students or the viewer who are watching my videos have some uh, means you can say step by step learning, and they can go up until the tougher one, and the concept will be very much clear on any subject. So with that note, I have to move on to the problem number 35. Now you can see the problems are becoming very tougher. Every problem needs to be analyzed or to explain very clearly. So it taking too much time. So if maybe each episode I am not able to cover more than two problems, but it will definitely help you if you can watch this problems analysis carefully. It says city A and city B is a downstream journey. Now, what does it mean that city and city B is a downstream journey? That means something is moving on selling on a water, and the downstream is, as I said, it has against the it is not against the restriction. It is flowing with the restriction. That means restriction is helping. That means restriction is what? The water current speed that is not in the reverse direction, that is moving in the same direction. So that's why it is a downstream. It is helping the motion of the boat. Downstream journey on a stream on a stream which flows at a speed of which flows at a speed of 5 km per hour. Boats P and Q run a shuttle service between the cities that are between the cities that are 300 kilometer apart. Boat P which starts from city A which starts from city A has a still water speed of 25 kilometer per hour, while boat Q starts from city B at the same time at the same time has a still water speed of 15 kmph. When will the two boats meet for first and second time and where? So there is a river, you can say. The stream is moving. There is two cities are situated on the bank of the river. You can assume it is a river. This is city A, I can suppose here. City B is suppose we here. On the stream which is flowing at the speed of the water is 5 km/h. Boat P and Q run shuttle between the cities. That means both are moving in between the cities. Okay, this having distance is 300 km. Boat P, which starts from city A, the P is starting from A, boat P, and that of Q is starting from B. They are moving on opposite direction. So when they are moving in the opposite direction, let's say now C P has a still water. Boat P has a still water speed is 25, and Q has, so boat P is faster. So they will first meet when coming from opposite direction very near to the city B, because these are having higher speed, and with the same thing P has been assisted by the speed of the current. This is assisting, this is helping to move faster, whereas this is getting resistance, so further the speed will be lesser. So for first time they will meet somewhere here. So for first meet it will be very easy. What is the relative distance by relative speed, isn't it? Now relative distance is what? This will move, let's say L1, this will move L2, and L1 plus L2 together will be the total depth of the river. So there is nothing to worry, directly put this. So any case when two things are moving from the opposite direction, from opposite point, and they meet each other, so every time this distance will be the relative distance. Okay, till now we have solved so many problems. Now what is the relative speed? Now relative speed P is 25, this is 15. Will it be sufficient if I take the relative, means relative one, both are coming opposite direction, so relative velocity will be what? Adding two velocities. Okay, so will it be this, or I am not considering this? Will it be the same if I consider this? How? The velocity of P, when this is being assisted, the what you can say, the increased P dash, I can say, actual is 25 plus it is being assisted by 5, so this will be the velocity for it. So 25 plus 5, I am not adding up, there is a reason for that. And for Q, what would be the, I can say this is Q dash, the changed velocity, that will be how much? 15, and as because it is resisting, so that will be deducted, I am not adding. Now see, when that the relative velocity among the P and Q dash, P dash and Q dash, relative velocity of actually to be taken P dash and Q dash. The relative velocity of P dash plus Q dash will be what? 25 plus 5 plus, because as they are moving from the opposite direction, the speed will be added up 15 minus 5. Now see, these 5 have no role in their relative velocity when are calculating. So that's why either you add this or add this, the result will become 40 only. So that's why I am asking whether this will contribute anything or not. So this time this is not contributing. So straightway this is distance upon the speed will give you time. Time is what? 15 by 2. So that means how much? 7.5. This is in hour. Everything in hour, kilometer per hour. This is hour. Yeah, this will be in hour. So they will meet for first time after 7.5 hour, and distance from any distance. If I take reference of city A, so P has moved with 30 kilometer per hour into 7.5. So that is equal to how much? This will be cancelled. 3 into 7 by 220 kilometer. Out of 300, they will meet at 225 kilometer. So this will be the first position of their. So first answer is done. Okay. Now we'll do the second one. So now I will rub it. Whichever is not needed, I will rub. So this is over, this is over, this is over. Yes, this is over, this is over. This is 5 kmph current speed. The speed of the current. This is first meet, first, and this is all. This is 300 kilometer. Okay, fine. Now for second meet, where they will meet, whether they will meet from opposite direction or in the same direction, that has to be understood. Now the lap time for boat P will be how much when these moving from this area. Initially they have started from the respective cities, so from there it will take how much time it will take. So P when moving from A to B, this has to be referred, otherwise thing will be lost. 300 relate the distance, and its speed is 25 plus 5, that is equal to 30. So that means 10 hour it will take to reach B. Okay. Lap time for Q when B to A moving is equal to the distance is same, and speed is 15 minus 5, that is equal to 10, 30 hour. So that means after starting Q from B, he will reach at P in 30 hours, whereas he will reach at 10 hours. So if you assume after 10 hours P will be here and he is ready to move this side, whereas B is somewhere where in between, where he will be there, because when he is reaching, P is reaching at city B in 10 hours. So in that time Q position of Q is what? 10 hours in the same time into its speed. Speed is 10. So that is equal to 100. So from here at a distance of 100, he will reach when P already reached there. So that means Q is moving still towards B to A. So and still he has to go how much? 300 minus 10, 100, 200 meter he has to go, and for that time how much he will take? 200 by its speed 10, so that means 20 hours still will take. Okay, Now P has already reached and Q is moving same direction. Whether Q can reach up to this and can come back and P is still moving in this direction, or else P will move in this direction, Q is moving, and he will cross him Q in the same direction. That is the question. So how will you decide that? Now things are that Q has still moved 20 hours to reach at A, and Q already started there, and how much time now P will take? Now lap time for P when to move from B to A. Okay, now this time he is moving B to A. So in this case, distance will be same, but the relative velocity, now this current will resist him. Instead, initially that is helping, now this time it will resist him. So if resist, that means 25 minus 5 will be his the effective speed. So with that he can reach in 15 hours. Okay, so if he can reach in 15 hours and Q further take after reaching 100 kilometer, when P is already in the bank B and started moving there, he will take another 20 hours. So this is less than 20 hours, so that means Q will not able to reach at bank A when P will cross him. So let's say they are reaching somewhere there and meeting for second time. So that is understood that P will catch Q in the same moving with the same direction when they are moving from B to A. That much is clear. Now when they will meet, now when P is starting from this point, he is already at 100 meter from B. So their relative distance is how much? Relative distance is 100 meter, 100 kilometer. So that much has to be covered with their relative velocity. But when the boats are moving in the same direction, the relative velocity is what? The difference between their speed. So time is equal to how much? The relative distance is 100 meter divided by the relative velocity. That means this case the relative velocity will be calculated P in still water 25 minus 5 for his relative, because current speed will be deducted, minus speed in still water of Q, minus this time also, because that the both will resist their still water speed as they are moving against the current. So this will be the relative velocity. So this is equal to 100 minus how much? This is 20, this is 10. So ultimately 10. So this will be 10 hours. So that means when P again will start from point bank B, after that, after 10 hours, he will meet Q. Okay. So what is the location for that? That can be calculated with the speed of P that time. So the distance, so for second time, the time for first time you already know, the time will be 7.5 hours from the starting of the journey and 225 kilometer. That is the first answer. For second time, the answer will be if I consider the whole journey, that will be 10 plus 7.5 from the starting of the journey, that will be 17.5 hours, and distance is what? If I consider the distance from bank B with respect to P, that will be how much? 10 hours into effective speed of P, that is equal to 200 kilometer. So that is 200 kilometer from bank B. Okay, so this will be the 200 kilometer from bank B will be the position, but that is 17.5 hours from the starting of the journey. Okay, understood? Because I can refer the total journey hours, or else 10 hours from the journey P has started from B. That way also you can represent the answer. But ultimately, this is up to you how you represent. Both the representation is correct. There is no harm in it. Okay. So now I'll move into the problem number 36. Cities M and N are 600 kilometer apart. Are 600 kilometer apart. Bus A starts from city M towards N at 9 a.m. and bus B starts from city N towards M at the same time, same time. Bus A travels the first one-third distance. Bus A travels the first one-third distance at speed 40 km per hour. Next one-third distance 50 km per hour, and last one-third distance at 60 km per hour. Bus B travels the one-third of the total time at 40 km per hour. Next one-third time 50 km per hour, and last one-third time at 60 km per hour. When and where will they meet? So cities M and N, let's say this is city M, this is city N, M and N. Bus A, city A, okay. Bus A starts from city M, so bus A starting from there, bus A, and bus B starting from here, bus B. Okay, so they were starting from respective M and N city towards the opposite cities. He has started at 9 a.m. 9 and bus B starts from the city and towards at same time. So he also started from 9 a.m. Fine. So how they are moving? Bus A travels the 1/3 of the distance. So if I divide in the total distance in 3 segments, 1, 2 and 3, the first 1/3 for B, 1/3 at 40 kilometer per hour, this is 50 kilometer per hour, this is 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, means kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour, kilometer per hour. Whereas for B, he is dividing the distance, not dividing that journey not in respect of the distance. He is dividing, let's say the total time is let's say total time is t, so he is dividing the first 1/3 time, second 1/3 time. So this is divided by, so this distance is how much? If the total distance is any where it is told, the cities yes, distance of M and N is 600 kilometer. That is being said. So for him it is 200 kilometer. This is 200 kilometer. This is 200 kilometer. Okay. For bus A, bus B, this is total time by 3, total time by 3, total time by 3. Total time is not said. Okay, that is a unknown part. Now, when and where they will meet. So, now we have to decide where they will meet. So, now that 200, how much time B has taken to move from this to this, now that I have to calculate first. Then I can compare the time of his. Okay. So the time for A will be the time taken for first 200 by 40 is equal to how much? Let's say this is T1, this is 5 hour, T2 will be the 200 upon 50, that is equal to how much? 4 hour, and T3 is equal to 200 by 60, that is equal to 3 hours, 3 hour and 10 by 3, no? 10 by 3 is equal to, if I convert into, this is in hour into 60, 10 by 3 into 60, that means 20, 200 hours. So 3 hours 20 minutes. Okay, 3 hours 20 minutes. So total time taken 5 or 9, 12 hours 20 minutes. Whereas if I calculate time for means B, he has taken total time. So total time will be 1/3 with this. So now time taken into distance. So T1 into the speed plus this all times at T by 3. So this is T by 3 by 40. So all speed will be added because all times are same, is equal to the distance 600 for the total time will be how much? 3 into 600 divided by adding this all 150. Okay, this is equal to 4, that means equal to 12 hours. Okay, he is taking 12 hours, uh, 20 minutes. He is taking 12 hours 12 hours for that. So if I assume for after for 200 kilometer, when he is crossing 200 kilometer, how much time he will take? 5 hours. So in 5 hours, where he will be? In 5 hours, where he will be? B position of after 5 hours. Let's see, one by one, because all the speeds are different, so I cannot judge when they will reach where. So one by one I can eliminate. First, for after 5 hours, he will be at 200 kilometer from this end, whereas in 5 hours, where he will be? First, this is 12, that means in 4 hours he will cover. For 4 hours the distance will be 4 into 4, 40, that means 160, and for 1 hour, another 1 hour, he will make a distance 1 into 50, that means 50, so that means 210. So he will be somewhere at 210, so somewhere here, let's say this is 210 kilometer, so he will reach at 200. So after 200, A will be in the zone of this and this. This also cross 200. That means there is a chance, means after 5 hours they have only crossed 200 and 210. That means 410, that is less than 600. So they will not meet unless they covered 600. They will not meet. So that means after 5 hours their position is A is here and B is here. Understand that? So that means they are in the zone of this much. So that means during that, when they will meet somewhere in between, because 210 is crossing 200. So A is not reached this zone. He will be somewhere in this zone only, and B has already entered to this zone. So the possibilities of meeting in that zone only. So this zone is how much? This relative distance is 600 minus 410, because there is already they have made a journey. So the remaining journey is how much? 190 kilometer. Within this there is a chance of meet. So if it is 190 kilometer, during that A's velocity is 50 kilometer per hour. He is moving with 50 kmph, and he is moving with how much? He has T3 months already covered 4 hours. In 5th hour he has changed his gear to 50 kilometer. He is also moving with the 50 kilometer per hour. Okay. So then after another, means he has covered 4 hours here. 4 hours after he has changed this gear. So another 4 hours after he will. So within these 4 hours, whether he will cross 190 or not, let me see. For B I am taking. So 4 hours into the speed is 50. So that means further he has to go 200. But the remaining distance is 190. So he will not change his gear. That means he is maintaining 50 and he also maintaining 50. So that is being concluded. Now their speed will be, for which they has to cover 190, will both case will be 150. So the time time is what? 190 is the remaining distance for which they will meet, means the relative distance, and the relative speed, as because they are coming from opposite direction, will be 50 plus 50. The both are in the same zone, 50 speed. So that is equal to 190 by 100, that is equal to 1.9 hours. So they will meet what? Already covered 5 hours. So total time will be, when they will meet, 5 hours already have calculated plus 1.9. So that is 6.9 hours after they will meet. Where they will meet? Now that would be the first this much 5 hours of his, he has moved with the 40 kilometers, so 200 he has moved. Then further 1.9 hours he will move with 50 into 50 will be the distance if I take reference of bus A from M. So this will be the distance plus this will be how much? 95. Okay, so 295 kilometer from M they will meet. From M they will meet, and the hours that will take is 6.9 hours. Understood? Okay, I will end up here. In next video I'll move on to the problem number 37.